Hey,
Hey, what's up, Snap?
not much. How's it going?
Going good. Excited to be casting.
Yeah, dude, me too. I've actually been like, fucking thinking about trying to. Oh shoot, I shouldn't curse.
Oh, it's fine, dude. No one
Oh
cares.
man. Yeah, I've been wanting to try casting something like maybe on a B stream, but I don't know. I don't know. Every time it comes to the time that I could probably cast something, like I was thinking maybe doing a B stream for the MVP Cup, but I just didn't ask anyway. I was just playing Pete mode instead.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of stuff to cast. I'm sure you can jump in on some stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I started the stream. We're on a 3-minute delay, so we're not gonna be able to interact with Twitch chat a ton. It's kind of
Okay.
unfortunate how that works, but that's the
Nature of the beast.
yeah, the league. That's the requirement they make us do. So
That's a fine requirement. Oh.
I feel like it should be moved back to 2 minutes, but because 3 minutes just seems pretty excessive. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It looks like here we go. Night Stalker is here. I just invited him to party, and let me invite you.
Nice.
Let's see. Okay. Here's the stream. Let me just click the announcement real quick. Let's see. Night Stalker asking what's the format. Okay.
It's always fun looking at the chat, seeing who's memeing, who's relaxed.
Oh yeah. The Foremost Bearsless guys were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, N2O is first, right?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, thanks a lot for managing those diamonds, man.
Yeah, no problem. It's been interesting. I want to I assume this has sort of the same rules as a CTL, where if we don't whoever we play in the regular season is the only people we can play in the finals or the playoffs.
No.
No.
No, this is, so, All in TheNydus is really not, what I like about it compared to CTL is that you can put anyone in week to week. so it's not really lineup based. You can put whoever you want in. And actually, I'm just double checking the rules to make sure I have everything right. But I'm pretty sure you can put in whoever you want.
That's interesting. I'll take note of that.
But yeah, so we're in Code A, and you know Code A and Code S, how that works. So we're gonna basically the top 2 teams of Code A will play the Code S teams, and if we win, then well, Code A teams have it harder. It's harder for them to get to the playoffs. They still can. So basically, like Code A, the top 2 will go to the playoffs, and the top 4 of Code S will go to the playoffs. But if we go to the playoffs, then we'll get in Code S next season.
Oh, nice. And so I assume like the ones who don't make the playoffs get bumped down.
Yeah, it's true. The bottom 2.
That's really cool.
So it's kind of like I guess in like British soccer, they do that with like relegation or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Is that? I don't know why they think we're playing Guns N' Roses, but
yeah, that's okay. I assume like.
Honestly, I was a little bit upset because Mr. Hyde like didn't respond to me in DMs. I kept DMing him, and then it was Tuesday night, and then I saw you posted in Captain's chat, and like he responded then. But if he wouldn't have responded to me, it would have been a walkover. And
really?
It's just kind of lame. Yeah, because you have to respond by Tuesday night. And I was sending him DMs like, I don't want to take a walkover, but then he he like responds to you in chat. And I was like, what? It's kind of lame. Okay, so Night Stalker is the first player.
Okay.
Oops. Alright, I'm gonna start up the stream in 1 second. Let me see. Let's see what server we're on. I believe the league requirement is,
I would assume Central.
yeah, any Central. If NA player, if we're cross region, so EU to NA, then we can use a different server, but NA Central is the one.
Night Stalker has to be the one that does that then.
Right.
He's the leader.
Okay.
Hopefully he does it.
Alright, I'm gonna give us a little introduction, man, and then we can start into the cast, give a little background, and hopefully we should get into our first game soon.
Sounds good, man.
Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the TheNydus North American Division. Tonight, Sonic Aftermath is playing Formless Bear Sloths in a best of 7 all-kill, as we do every week. And today I am very happy to be joined by a good friend of mine, SnapXD. This is his first cast, I believe, and I'm excited to have him casting with me tonight. He is my co-captain for this league and been doing an awesome job.
Hey guys, hope everyone enjoys the cast.
Yeah, Snap, did you have a good Thanksgiving, man?
I did, but there's a little bit of like an asterisk next to that. I didn't go home. I didn't have the Thanksgiving feast. I stayed in my college town, and I was able to bust out a bunch of homework. So not the classic Thanksgiving that everyone expects, but it was very productive, and I'm very, very happy about that. How about you?
I had a very good Thanksgiving. Um, ate a lot of food, ate too much, um, had a stomach cramp as always, but recovered the next day. Slept too much and was able to play StarCraft for most of the weekend, so it doesn't get much better than that.
Absolutely fantastic.
So, yeah, we're playing formless bear sloths. So hopefully we should see all those guys coming in here soon. Um, just a reminder, guys, this is a 3 minute delay stream, so we're not going to be able to really interact with the Twitch chat much. We're seeing, or rather, we're seeing your guys' stuff in real time, but what you're hearing is in the past. So apologize if we're not really responding to some of your questions, but we're still going to get this through and have a fun time casting the games as they happen. This is, like I said, a best of 7 all kill. We've got 2 diamonds and 2 masters. That's the format. And our first player is N2O, and theirs is going to be Night Stalker. So let me see. Let me see. What is Night Stalker's race?
I believe he is Terran, but I'm not 100%. No, he's
Looks like
well. He's
Zerg.
yeah. Looks like he could be either. He has more games played this season on Terran.
Right. Oh, so Terran or Zerg, but looks like N2O has a bit of the MMR lead over him, which is nice.
Looking good for our guy.
And the map pool. Looks like it is N2O's pick. So then that should be Night Stalker's pick, right?
I'm not sure how they decide who picks first.
Yeah, I think it's up to the captains. So I'm just gonna say, yeah. So we'll just decide if they want to get the first map pick. Yeah. And guys, just a reminder: this TheNydus has all custom maps. Although you will recognize one of the maps. Port Alexander did make it into the Blizzard, or was accepted into the Blizzard map pool. That's pretty cool. But it's a league where you know, kind of freelancing map makers can make maps and submit to the league, and it's a really a fun. We get to see some really fun, creative maps that these guys make, and it's a blast to see different strategies on them than just the standard ladder maps. So it's a really cool aspect of this league I really enjoy, and we'll start to see some of them. If you guys tuning in and not familiar with this league, you'll be able to see some of them shortly. Um, there was a ton of maps in the off season. The captains voted on them, and a lot of them were pretty crazy how good they were. Really beautiful maps and quite good ones too.
Yeah, I honestly have to say I really enjoyed Dragonshire, which is going to be our first map, I guess. And I don't know, it reminds me a lot of like a Warcraft map, and I really like the color palette. It's nice. It just takes me back.
Are you excited for Warcraft 3 Reforged?
I am. I only ever played the campaign in Warcraft 3, but this time around, I think I'm going to try and give the multiplayer a little bit of a shot.
I had a old copy of Reign of Chaos that I played a while ago, but and I enjoyed it, but it was kind of like I was just more into Brood War at the time. But
Mm.
I'm really excited. I think Warcraft 3 is going to be a game that will appeal to me, like Brood War does in a way. And the remastering of it, like they did with Brood War, I think is going to be a really cool thing. So I'm definitely going to play it, even if it's just casually. It's going to be a fun thing to play with, different people who, you know, different skill levels and different RTSs, but it's going to be kind of a blank playing field playing with a lot of people that have never played Warcraft 3 before. So I'm pretty excited to see how much I remember of how to play Night Elf on that.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to give the Orcs a try because I'm a tried and true fucking. Shoot. I'm a tried and true
It's
Orcs
fine, man.
player. I played Orcs in the Warcraft 2, and then I played WoW, World of Warcraft, for many, many years, and in that my main was Orcs. So I'm kind of like really excited. I heard that the Blade Master's an overpowered hero, so I'm like actually really happy to try him out.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Snoopy, thank you for the 10 bits. Go PsiX, much appreciated. And looks like Exile and Danto are here. Cool. John Goodman, Johnny Boy, he's here.
Showing the support. All right, looks like everyone's ready.
Okay, first match is going to be Night Stalker N2O on Dragonshire.
It's
Cool,
gonna be a
cool.
TVT. Nice.
Yeah, and like I said, really pretty map, really cool aesthetic, and kind of reminiscent of some of those older maps we'd see in the Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm days with those more grass palettes. Don't see those a ton anymore, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, in the top corner of Dragonshire, as the Red Terran, for Formless Bear Sloths, we have Visser. And Snap, would you... so I guess I forgot to make it clear, but let's just alternate the introductions for
That sounds
players.
good to me.
Alright, cool.
In the bottom left-hand corner, in the green, we have from Psionic Aftermath, Intuo. Opening, both of them are opening up gas first, which is interesting. Do you think we'll see a faster factory coming out of this?
It looks like it. I think, wouldn't be surprised if we see some 1-1-1 or something like that. Both players going gas first, although N2O got a second factory as well. So he's going to be going, I think, most definitely a factory, fast factory. Visser just going 1 for now, so we'll see what he goes. Could be looking to expand a bit earlier. We'll see.
Awesome. All right, so now we get to see, yeah, factory. Ooh, a proxy factory. So, do you think it's going to be Cyclones, or do you think it's going to be something else? I'm really interested to see how the early game Cyclone's going to play out now that we have our new balance patch.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna see Cyclones here. I haven't seen really much of the Cyclones at all. I really should watch some of how that plays out, but it looks like I mean, a proxy Cyclone in TVT can be quite strong, just because if Visser commits with the Reaper across the map, there's nothing to defend at home for quite a while, even though his factory is down, but it's at a much later time because he only went 1 gas, so delayed that a little bit, but that will mean that he doesn't have much at home to defend. It looks like he's not moving across the map with the Reaper. He may wait for 2 and then go. Ooh, but it looks like we have a starport and a tech lab coming in here, so maybe we'll see Banshee possibly out of Intuo.
That's really interesting. I wonder what he's going to do with the factory after he moves it. If he'll take it back home, or if he's going to try and proxy some factory units too. Oh, there's an armory. So I'm feeling maybe Hellbat Banshee.
See the swap coming down here. Looks like he might. Oh, he's building a Thor. Okay, this is
Oh
weird.
my goodness. Totally off, but Thor drop's cool too.
Yeah, Thor drop is sick, man. And there's nothing here. I mean, that's going to come out relatively fast. There's absolutely nothing at home for N2O, which
Oh my goodness.
could
At
be
the very bottom of the map, there's also a proxy starport.
double starport. Now, Visser decides to go back home with his Reapers. Okay, sorry, that's right, because N2O had snuck his Reaper in. There it is, and got 2 SCVs. That's nice. But will he... I think he'll lose that Reaper. I know he gets away with it. But here is the Thor drop. There we go.
He did a nice job pulling the Reapers out of position. Reapers are off chasing the Green Reaper across the map, and the Thor is going to do work.
Yeah, he put up a missile turret. I think he was maybe expecting Banshees or something of that sort to come in here. But that Thor does insane damage against a Cyclone. And there's the Cyclone, but he can micro with the medevac as well. That's nice.
Yeah, the medevac cancels the lock-on. That's really interesting. Wow.
This is so nice. I love this from N2O. And he's taking out SAVs. He needs to get that medevac over there. He's actually got another Thor out, and soon it's going to be 2 Thors here. But as it is, 13 SCVs gone down, and a second Thor coming in here. Now, the starport finished, but he hasn't been able to get anything up. This might just be a straight-up win here for N2O.
Yeah, it's not looking very good for the Night Stalker.
GG is called. N2O takes game 1. Wow, nicely done, man.
A really cool build. Seeing the first build of the game. Or the series, rather.
J Skippy in the chat, let's go PsiX, hey man. And Sketchy saying it's time to play Dota via Warcraft 3 Agran. There we go, Land Fear.
I never played Dota in Warcraft 3. I played a lot of Host, though. That was the one me and my brother were into.
Right.
If anyone remembers those old Warcraft 3 customs.
I think, did they have some form of Dota in Brood War 2? I know they had Desert Strike, but I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Most of the Brood War customs that I played were cat and mouse, and then choose your defense.
Right.
Those were always fun.
Alright, so loser picks map, so that means N2O is going to be still up. This is all kill. Okay, so N2O pointing out there's Western US. Yeah, I noticed there was a little bit of lag there, choppiness in the game.
Ooh, I'm the game host, so I can fix that.
I think there's something weird with the parties where, like, you gotta leave the party to change the server. I could be wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah, let me know. I can check it as soon as the game starts.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't unplayable. Like, none of the players mentioned it, but it definitely didn't seem very smooth. I'm watching in the stream 3 minutes behind, and yeah, there's definitely some chugging. So next up is going to be Yona, and choosing Carishian Rift. So did you know N2O was going that Thor build, Snap?
I did not. I was really caught off guard. I was for sure thinking it was going to be Banshees.
Well, you said you were giving him a little pep talk beforehand.
Yeah,
Just
just tell him,
general support.
just general support, trying to make sure he's relaxed, helping him focus, do his build. He told me he had a little something something planned, but I didn't know it was that.
That's good. All right, players are ready.
All right. Another TVT, oh boy.
See, if Yona was watching, maybe gonna expect something cheek out of N2O, but then N2O could just double down and play macro. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how he follows up after that last game. I'm sure that that's a build that only works once.
Yeah, but when it does, it's pretty awesome. All right, in the top corner of, oops, in the top corner of Carishian Rift, we've got the blue Terran for Foremost Bear Sloths, Yona.
And in the bottom right, spawning in is the Green Terran from Psionic Aftermath, showing us game number 2. It's N2O.
Okay, so we're thinking about the.
Are any of us referees? I don't think so.
Should have made one of us a referee.
Yeah, fuck.
Game paused.
Because if it's not, I mean, it's a little bit chuggy, but it's not. We'll see. It's up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit. It's. I mean, I'm East Coast versus West Coast, so.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna remake.
And I will be sure to make someone a referee this time.
Yeah, I think like once you start a party, if somebody the party leader was on Western, then it stays Western even if you change it. Personally, I think.
Yeah. All right. I'm looking for Night Stalker, Gorgonov, N2O. And Night Stalker will.
Are you gonna make us refs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good eye.
John Goodman saying, "What is the map pool for this?" Let me see if I can link here real quick.
I got it already pulled up.
Let's see.
Oh, Snoopy got him.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Snoopy, like, if somebody asks, like, he's the god of spreadsheets. He is omniscient. He is everywhere, and the average response time or adjustment of a spreadsheet time is like 3 seconds. Like, it's absolutely nuts how fast Snoopy gets people answers and fixes spreadsheets. It's amazing.
Yeah, last week I sent a message to the chat saying who the roster was because I forgot to update the spreadsheet. And before I could even open up the spreadsheet to do it myself, it was already done. And it was Snoopy on it, man. That was so fast.
It's
All
magical.
right.
All right, in the top corner of Carishian Rift, it is the Red Terran Yona.
And in the bottom right corner, spawning is a green Terran from Psionic Aftermath. It is N2O. With a fantastic little portrait of the clan next to his command center.
Very classy.
So we see gas first coming in for Iona, whereas N2O opted for that barracks first. So we're already seeing a deviation from last game.
Yeah, and if we see a second gas, probably most likely will be cheese, but so far no second gas, so we're heading into a standard game.
Excellent. Your main race is Terran, isn't it?
No, I play Protoss. Well, so I'm a race picker, so well, okay. A couple months ago, I got fed up with PvP, and my coach in Brood War is a race picker, so I started learning ZVP.
Hmm.
That's more of a thing in Brood War. People race pick, like they don't want to play like ZVZ or PvP, so they'll play ZVP instead.
Oh,
So I've been doing that, and it's been so much fun learning Zerg. Like, I just hate PvP so much; it's not even fun at all.
yeah. I hear a lot of people have complaints with it.
I
That's really interesting, though. I never knew that people would just off race because of a matchup. That's really interesting.
well, yeah. There's a bug in Brood War, which some people really don't like, which may be changing soon. But you can, right before a ladder match, you see your opponent, you can leave, so that kind of allows you to without losing ladder points. So that allows you to, if you don't want to play PvP, you can leave PvP selections. So it's kind of a enabling people to race pick. But there's been some chatter that Blizzard might change that, so I might have to rethink that in the coming days, which would be unfortunate.
Well, that's still really cool. I never knew so much. So we see a slower factory coming out of N2O with that late gas. And it looks like it's going to be 111 coming out of Yona. I wonder, that tech lab's got to be for the starport, right? Or do you think he's going to start producing tanks and cyclones? Tanks or cyclones?
Yeah, he's probably gonna make Banshees or Raven even. We'll see.
Nice.
Oh, he's getting a Liberator, so maybe it will be tanks.
Wow.
And me,
And it's
yeah, nice scan, seeing all the tech, and he's gonna see that tank production is on the way in Starport.
Into dances his brains into the scan.
It's cool.
What a guy. Bunker up front. So he's prepared for the worst. He's ready to see a push across the map, having no scouting of his own.
Yeah, he might want to use a scan eventually. Just so far, using all his mana for mules. So just one Liberator was produced out of that starport, and we're into Medivacs already. Looks like as we speak, Intuo is placing down missile turrets, but they're a little bit late to the party. So Yona, okay, well, Yona also is just camping. No, he starts moving it in. It's like everything's happening 1 second after I say it. There we go. Liberator is parked, and we'll see how fast is the reaction for N2O. Okay.
Gets 4 SCVs, 5 SCVs. Oh no, just the 4. The one that escaped into the refinery. Looks like there's a bunch of dead air, so he can abuse that position. Plenty of turrets going up though, so we're not going to see him get any more worker kills with it. He should fly home though. Should be able to.
Yeah, there's definitely enough space to scoot behind here. So, crisis management for N2O, they're not bad. Only losing, I think, 5 SCVs, is that correct? 4 SCVs, 2 Marines. So, and he's moving across the map with two medevacs.
Very interesting to see that the one medevac has 2 tanks in it. So we're going to see not a doom drop because it's not quite big, but a siege position in the main.
Yeah, I really like this. The siege position is kind of so that when Yona moves his army up the ramp, which currently he doesn't have much, it's going to have to walk through tank fire, and now N2O is getting on the production of Yona. This is a really nice drop.
Yeah, it is. A really key tech lab was picked off there. He got stem before it finished. You see, Yona has tanks of his own, but the rally is not good, and he runs into the siege line.
Yeah, that's huge. If he wanted to save this main, he needed to move that tank up and get us outside the rally. But now the Marines are coming up. Well, they took several tank hits. Looks like Yona is sieging at the ramp here. He's having to use SCVs to get onto the tank. It looks like he's going to get one of the tanks down, and this attack will be repelled, but he's going to escape with 1 tank. So N2O gets out with a tank and a couple Marines there, but did an insane amount of damage. We have 7 SCVs, several production facilities, and lots of Marines down for Yona. So overall, a very successful attack for N2O.
Successful attack, but he finds himself down in workers, so maybe his macro at home while he was committing that attack kind of slipped. We see that Yona already has a 3rd base. Looks like not any SCVs on it yet, but he's ahead in the worker count, so we should see that soon.
Yeah, that's true. The minerals went decently high during that drop, so the worker production did slip. His worker saturation isn't great at his main and natural, and he's just starting to get that up now. So he's catching up, but Yona definitely had a lead there for a bit. So I'd say right now we're about even.
I wonder if N2O is going to try and pounce on the stim advantage that he has right now. He has stim finished, doesn't he? Oh no, he's going mech.
Yeah, no upgrades yet. But it looks like Yona is going bio.
Yeah. And he hasn't started stim yet after it been cancelled, so we're going to see a very late stim timing, which means that the window for N2O to get a lot of damage done is huge. As soon as he starts stim, it's going to start to close, so it'll be interesting to see if N2O tries to attack across the map.
Yeah, Yona has a big tank lead, has 7 tanks to N2O's 3. And N2O's been getting a really high Viking number, which can be good. Looks like he stopped Viking production since. Now he's getting the tank numbers up. But that's a decent amount of Vikings, and that will be nice because Yona going, having some Liberators and Medevacs of his own, those can be under threat.
Usually we see a Viking transition later into the mech play after the tank count gets high to get the air superiority so that the tank range can really be abused without the need of scan. But yeah, he definitely got a lot of Vikings earlier than I expected. Yes.
We see both players. Looks like Yona's macro overall a little bit better. Um, it's still pretty close though, and in TVT engagements can go really one-sided very quickly with this tank composition. So even if you have a 10-20 army supply lead, it can really not mean much in a couple of seconds if you walk into the wrong tank range or something like that. So it's really going to come down to, in TVT, all about the positioning and engagements for N2O and Yona, both players.
Yeah. We see both of them taking their fourth bases. One's on location, the other just landed. Interesting to see the stylistic choices of each player. We see the further out fourth base for Yona, whereas we see the normal Terran fourth base tucked in, trying to make the ball of Terran in the bottom.
Yeah.
Looks like Yona's plays Zerg.
We see the supply creeping ahead for Yona. Going to max out quite a bit quicker than N2O. N2O is spending his money pretty well, although, you know, we've seen some factories idle at times, and his worker count is a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Although his expanding has been a little bit quicker than Yona's. His fourth was up a little bit faster, and his fifth will be quite a bit as well.
Wow. I would like to see him take the gases at his fourth base because that's really where he's hurting. He has plenty of minerals, but his gas seems to be the limiting factor for him.
Here we see gases being taken at the fourth, possibly soon at the fifth. One of the things for N2O is that he does have to split his upgrades between his mech and his ship upgrades. So that means he's going to be not quite on parity with Yona's upgrades, although Yona does have to get the armory and engineering bay upgrades as well. But it means that N2O's armories are going to be held up a little bit longer than Yona's. So Yona, I believe, will have an upgrade lead coming into this, although it is bio versus mech, so not going to be the biggest deal in the world. The biggest thing is army supply, and they're pretty close. It looks like Yona is up 10, but like I said earlier, that can be negated very quickly as long as N2O has a strong position.
Yeah. Looks like N2O tried to go for a Hellion run by up here at the top, but it got shut down. The reinforcements were rallied correctly to defend the bases. So won't see too much happen out of that. And Yona gonna move across the map. With a fusion core finishing up for Yona too, so I wonder if that's gonna be for Liberator range or if he's gonna try and transition into BCs at some point.
Here we go, the fight is here. The N2Os and Yona's Vikings are engaging. It looks like N2O is winning the air battle, but crucially, a lot of those tanks went down. The army supply plummeted for N2O. Although, with him winning the air battle, it looks like he may start to take head. Although those Marines getting on top of him here cannot lose that BC. Man, in that fight, look at Yona's minerals. Up to about 3k there, not being able to multitask quite to keep those minerals low. But they quickly go back down as he gets in another cycle. So he's moving over here to the third, and it looks like N2O's a little bit unprepared. There's not as many tanks. If Yona gets up a strong siege, this could go quite poorly for him. There's a couple. Oh, he's landing the Vikings on top of the tanks, taking out a few. And there's the BCs on the tanks. Those are quite nice.
Ooh. And those BCs do really well against Marines without medevacs to help them out. The stim doing a lot of the work for the BCs.
Yeah, needs to get those repaired as quick as possible. Doesn't want to lose those expensive BCs.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. Only 28 HP. Holy cow. There's the repair that you talked about. Yona's got four starports with tech labs on him, and we already see a massive battle cruiser line coming out. He's going to be producing 4 battle cruisers at the time. That's remarkable. I think that's going to shoot way ahead of N2O's.
Yeah, N2O's looks like his 6th tier base is going to get denied along with a lot of SCVs. That's unfortunate there. Needs to get some tanks up there if he wanted to defend that base, but losing a lot of SCVs. It's unfortunate. Now he has to shift his whole army up. Okay, looks like a battle cruisers are warping forward, and they're going to get on top of the BCs of N2O. This is not going too well. Where is the rest of the army? It looks like it's stalled at the 3rd base of N2O. Yamato's going down. Nice taking out one of Yona's BCs. Ooh, and another one. Nice Yamatos for N2O.
But the siege position moving forward. Yona warping in another battle cruiser. We see just above the 3rd base of N2O, there's 2 more battle cruisers kind of AFK from the fight. As soon as he realizes he has those, he can push back this force.
Yeah, needs to warp those in here as soon as possible. And in the next round of BCs is going to be out for N2O. It looks like he's going to be able to save this base. Here's the BCs and Vikings coming in here. The BCs of Yona were pretty damaged. Using Yamatos, looks like N2O is going to win this fight quite handily. He's warping some BCs in as well, and the reinforcing BCs of Yona are going to have to warp out. So N2O has defended, and the army supply is quite low. He's been banking a ton of minerals, but looks like he's really hurting on gas to get that BC production.
Yeah, right now we have a battle cruiser count of 8 to 5 in favor of N2O. This does not look good for Yona.
And that's with the AFK battlecruisers as well. This fight would be even better for him, but even though it's looking pretty good. Oh.
It looks like he warps out, trying to save the battlecruisers from the Yamato of Yona.
Yeah, but he's going to lose all these tanks if he's not careful, though. Sieges them up, and yeah, he's going to lose those. That's going to be bad.
Yeah. 3 Vikings and 2 battlecruisers still AFK for N2O. Oh man. We see both banks rising pretty high for our players. Although we're seeing N2O throw down a couple command centers trying to lower his money.
Looks like Yona's moving his fleet over. But the battlecruiser number is quite high for N2O.
Yeah.
He needs to move those over. Being passive is not good here. He's going to lose that base pretty quickly. Okay, there he finally recognizes those AFK battlecruisers. And it looks like he's going to take out one battlecruiser maybe before the warp out.
We see both players kind of stalling on their upgrades. N2O can get 3-3, and there he in fact starts ship weapons 3. Where is Yona at? Yona's still on 1, just 1 for battle cruisers, and 2-2 for his bio. But we're not seeing bio play much of a part in this game anymore.
Would like to see N2O with his battlecruiser lead try to scan and see if he can isolate some of the battle cruisers or where the production is, then warp there, get on top of it, so we can snipe some of the production as well as the reinforcing battle cruisers. Could be quite nice. But as it is, looks like he's maxed, so he's going to start thinking of that warp.
Yeah. The worker count greatly favors Yona, so we're going to see the longer this game goes, the better it's going to show for Yona. So N2O kind of needs to pounce on this battle cruiser lead that he has at this moment. Hopefully he can recognize that.
Ooh,
Oh,
warping
warp.
in. He's going to warp into the main, and that's a great warp in. Oh, it looks like Yona, though, warping in. How good is the BC micro going to be? Oh, no, the Yamatos. Oh, no.
Yona's first to Amato, but here comes the return volley.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be bad for N2O, but I think he had must have had a significant battlecruiser lead there, because
he did. He definitely did, but the Marines and the Vikings helping out a lot for Yona.
Okay, a ton of Vikings come in here now, and it looks like this fight is starting to shift his way. It's hard to tell.
I think we're seeing that 2-2 upgrade lead favor into a lot in these engagements here. I think those battlecruisers did fantastic because of that. He even drops some mules to get this repair on.
Yeah, so far it seems like N2O is doing a better job killing the BCs. It's a little bit hard to tell. Okay, yeah, came out with a 3 BC lead, and the production stalling a bit for him. Vikings being produced now. It seems like Yona doesn't have enough gas to afford that. One of the things I would really like to see from N2O is starting to harass those expansions from Yona. He basically took out the air fleet from Yona, and he needs to start trying to harass with something, Hellions or his new BCs and Thors.
Yeah, absolutely. He has had a lot of money this game to spend on harassment, like the Hellion run bys. But he's got his bank nice and low now. Working on Thor production, as well as 3-3 and more battlecruisers.
Yeah, the bank is low, and that's not a great thing right now for Ento. It means that he's not mining nearly as much as Yona is, obviously, but I'm really concerned that the longer the game goes on, Yona's just going to start to get ahead. Even if he's taken some worse engagements, he can make it up with superior production.
I kind of like this decision out of Yona. If we look at the natural base, we got 5 barracks just finishing up, and I think he's going to try and spam Marines to help lower his mineral bank. Marines will fight pretty well against BCs, especially if he finishes his upgrades and gets 3-3 for him. Right now, 2-2 Marines they'll do an okay job against battle cruisers, but he's going to need a lot of them.
Okay, N2O is fighting here with just his Thors, and I don't like this because he needs to be fighting with his BCs too. Okay, here they are. Now they're coming. The fight is joining up, and now these Thors will be great for N2O. This fight's going to go very well. Oh, he warps away the battlecruisers. Nice micro from Yona. But now N2O can start to hopefully punish these bases.
Looks like Yona pulled some of the boys to get his repair going, trying to win these fights.
Yeah, these Thors are doing so well here.
Yeah.
But the Marines are doing pretty good as well. And it looks like some of these BCs are actually AFK for N2O. Yeah, there were 3 or 4 SCVs that were AFK for N2O.
Oh man, that's been a real big problem all game long. He seems to have an okay production, but definitely forgetting about PCs.
and the harassment too. That's gonna eventually come back to bite him.
Yeah. We do see some reactor barracks is down there in the right side of the map. Maybe he's going to start his helium production, but his bank's not quite as big as it once was. So we'll see just how useful those turn out to be.
And N2O's army is now smaller. The lead he had has been erased, and he needs to protect this base. Yeah, N2O just now moving over. He's okay. This is gonna be interesting. He's got a lot of widow mines here, so if he can bait these BCs into those widow mines, it could be a huge move for him.
Yeah.
And the Marines as well.
Yeah. If you can get the mines to go off on the BCs, hopefully the Marines on the ground will also be affected. That seems to be what N2O is hoping for. There's a ton of mines, actually. Holy cow. Oh, and there's the harassment we talked about. Dropping a bunch of mines.
Oh, great SEV kills. Okay, but the fight for Yona, just poking with BCs, I think he might have killed one or two there, and warping back. Yeah, these mines are just coming into these bases and sieging up here. They're going to get another round off before... Ooh, okay. Sacked a couple mines there, but still the fact that he's getting any harass at all here is quite big. Yeah, look at the worker count. It's now 70 to 33. That's huge.
Wow. I don't remember when that happened.
It's those BCs at the sort of 9 o'clock position. Or, sorry, mines at the 9 o'clock. Oh, and look at these mines on the Marines. This has been a great move for N2O.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
But the BC count is getting really low. Oh, they're detonating a lot of those mines on the BCs. Wow, it's great for N2O.
I want to say that mines actually do a fantastic job because I think their attack counts as a spell. I'm not sure if armor reduces the damage the mines do or not. And with the clumped up BCs like that, the splash was just overwhelming. Like we saw a bunch of BCs go down right there.
Although N2O, okay, N2O was AFKing with his BCs. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry, I missed that. He was taking out the entire Marine line, but still, he's gonna lose some of these BCs. Okay, warps out with him as I speak. And this game is going all over the place. It's getting hard for me to cover. Now look at the worker count. It's down to 27. We've got widow mines at the far left bases of Vienna. This is the thing with, I guess at first I was a little skeptical of mines, but they're actually super strong harassment here because this map is so big and spread out that Yona can't possibly keep track of all the mines at all the different bases. And the thing is that with the mines, they'll keep killing, and they may not necessarily affect the warning signal that the player gets. And Yona's not reacting to them, so they're staying there, and they keep taking pot shots at these SEVs.
Yeah, we see Yona having to scan for every single mine that he wants to kill. With the drilling claws upgrades that we now have cloaked mines again. So we'll see just how much of a factor I'm just gonna stop. I think I was gonna say something stupid.
That's fine. Yeah, this is a long game. It's getting hard for me to cover everything that's happening. But look at this. 42, I say about 40 widow mines. This widow mine BC meta, it's happening right now, and it's actually pretty insane. Here we go. It's the forward widow mines gonna burrow and shred these Marines.
Oh,
Boom.
Man. Oh, man.
I love this from Yona. From N2O. I think N2O is my new favorite player. With a Thor drop and then this. It's amazing. GG is called. N2O pulling out a crazy impressive win.
getting his second kill of the evening. Awesome job. Holy cow, I don't even know what to think about that game. That was Widow Mines and BC's showing up strong.
So N2O taking a 2-0 lead, and how long was that game even? It was like 30
I
minutes?
think the game was, yeah, just about 29:46, almost 30 minutes.
N2O saying 414 units killed in that game. It's nuts.
Wow.
Hey, you heard it here first, guys. Widowmine BC, new strat. It's the new meta for TVT.
Tell your friends. Get on the ladder. All right. So as soon as we find out what the next map is, I'll host it up and invite everyone to the lobby.
So N2O, like a hot knife through butter of their diamonds, it's gonna go up against their first master player. Okay. So Port Alexander is gonna be the next map. Okay.
All right.
Cool. That is the map that made it onto the ladder. Thanks everybody for tuning in and getting some pretty good viewership. Xenodactyl, Danton, Dragalia. Cool. Glad you guys are joining us at the end of the Thanksgiving. Well, not the end, the second to last day of Thanksgiving weekend. Again, hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And we are waiting for their first Masters player to join. Okay, why is Yona in again? Let's see. There we go. So Kevin is going to be their Masters player. Let me see what his profile is. He's a Masters 3 player. Okay. So, for N2O to beat a Masters player would be pretty insane. Not unheard of, though. And it is a Masters 3 player, so I'd say it's much more attainable for him. And if not, then we'll have another diamond give a go at it. And then we'll have our first Masters player, Sketchy, as batting cleanup. Take him out. And we've got Jin as our ace player, should it come to that. So TVZ coming in here. Um, TVZ I think is a really fun matchup. A lot of people think it's their favorite matchup to watch.
Yeah, it's certainly a fun matchup to play.
For sure. All right, in the bottom corner of Port Alexander for Formless Bear Sloths. We are experiencing lag. Okay, we have the orange player, Kevin. And at the top we have the green Terran player, N2O. Oh, I'm sorry. I just rolled over your job snap. My bad.
That's okay. I was trying to type into the observers and let them know that we also experience lag, but you got it. I completely forgot.
It's all right.
Yeah, N2O. Ooh, PsiX. All right. We see. Looks like it's going to be a standard build order out of Zerg. Hatch, gas pool, probably. With a double reactor, or double refinery, excuse me, coming out of N2O. We're going to see a lot of aggression. Cool.
I'm glad that we had last game we saw N2O have a more macro play. And then from the first game, which we had, what was it? From the first game, we had Cheese out of N2O. So, we're seeing a balanced play style. Cheese is great, especially in these series where you're playing these one-offs, but all kills. But then also showing that he can keep up with macro as well. So that's good that we're seeing a versatility out of N2O.
Yeah, really happy about that. This game, it looks like it might be Cheese again.
Yeah, I don't blame him going up against a Masters player. Sometimes it can be the best bet.
Mm-hmm.
Janton in the chat saying Thanksgiving was great, chilling with friends, being there for the family, going good. Great to hear that, man. It's good to see you're doing well. Best CTL admin. Okay. So yeah, we see a speed play coming out of Kevin and a nicely timed third, 230. Pretty crisp timing of that third hatchery. I don't know why I said crisp, but I guess pretty on time hatchery.
Excellent. Excellent choice of word.
Thank you, Snap. I try hard.
It was a little bit early, but it looked like he was trying to avoid Reaper minigames, which is exactly the same way I like to play. If I see a faster Reaper, I try to take my third hatcher around 26, 28. But we'll see. He sees Marine first, so he knows that something's up.
I like the fact that the Marine was patrolling, waiting for that Overlord. We'll see if he goes back into that position. Yeah, he will. Heads up play from N2O there. Gonna get that Overlord before it can come in from Kevin. So we see a Blue Flame Hellion build out of N2O.
Yeah, this is going to do really well against early Zerglings. Looks like that's going to be the choice of defense for Kevin. You see Spore Crawlers going down the main and natural. He's not too sure of what to expect, but he knows something's amiss. Those Spore Crawlers aren't going to help him a whole lot, though, unfortunately. The Overlord gets in. He's going to see the Hellions moving out. Is that going to be enough time for him to react?
Those Hellions scooting across the map with Infernal Pre-Igniter, aka Blue Flames, is finished. And can anything save this third base? We will see.
I think if he chooses to go for it, nothing will. But it looks like he might just dive right on in with the Hellions. Now, Blue Flame Hellions, not too bad against queens themselves, especially in large enough numbers like this. 2 queens already going down. The third one
Ooh,
might go down. Nope. Nope. He's just gonna run into the main.
a little bit of indecision here from, and not a ton, but swapping which queens he's going for here. Would like to see him go directly onto the drones. There we go. 8 drones going down total, and now we can start getting onto some queens. There is enough mana for transfuse on one of the queens. Another 9 drones going down. Beautifully done. Stacking up those drones. Great job here. Yeah, fighting against the queens not optimal here. But do we have another wave of Hellions coming in? Okay, no.
Does not look.
Yeah, I chose to get up tanks, probably to defend against the aggression that will come from Kevin. But he got his natural up and is starting to build SCVs.
So I think all in all, 12 worker kills is a decent amount of damage done. I think that was close to the minimum that he needed to achieve for this to be worth it. Now we find that they're basically on even worker counts. When the Zerg took a very standard third base, we're gonna see Zerg be able to replenish that drone count really quickly. But if he, but yeah, Intuo doing a nice chunk of damage.
And we have tanks at the natural, so he's in great position to defend that natural. And now we can continue to push out with Blue Flame Hellions. See if we can sneak in a couple of drone kills. Kevin wisely has a Queen Roach block, blocking the main ramp. But N2O can still try to get some damage done with these Blue Flame Hellions, which is nice. Dodging the roaches, good call. See if he's going to swoop around into the third where there isn't a ton of defense. Hop onto some of those queens. And starting to deny some of this creep spread. Yeah, Kevin's creep spread has been pretty on point, so that's going to be pretty important.
Roast the queen there, only loses a Hellion for it.
He got pretty close to killing creep tumors as well with the splash from the blue flame.
Yeah. We see 9 roaches coming out for Zerg. Only have 2 drones coming out too, so it looks like he's powering up to make that attack. I think he feels really threatened by the Hellions. I wonder if he realizes just how much what the worker count is for N2O, because it's still in favor of Zerg, so he doesn't need to be stressing out too hard as far as trying to keep his economy up.
Yeah, N2O was trying to take that third. That will get shut down. Cut the cancel off though, and he's going to start building that third in the main behind the depot wall, which is a smart choice. So it looks like N2O is pushing across the map with this tank Hellbat force and Cyclones as well.
Kevin has a 5 roach run by going to hit the south side of the natural base. We'll see if he decides to bring those back home once he sees this push.
Looks like there are Ravagers morphing. N2O should probably dive on those while he can. Before they get the opportunity to buy all those tanks. Yeah, gonna lose 1 tank quite quickly. And he's not fighting in range of the tanks. This is quite a dicey position for N2O.
With the siege up on the third base, he chooses not to kill the third base, instead pushing into the natural. Thinks he can end the game right here, it looks like. I would have liked him to see him just finish that third base while he had the advantage push position on it, but his force gets cleaned up and now he sees at a huge supply disadvantage.
Yeah, that decision making wasn't too good for Mento. I think his best bet was to sneak the tanks in, maybe over here, finish off the third, and try to get some worker kills, like you said, and then get out before the Ravager push comes in and he gets annihilated. But as it is, he really didn't accomplish much there. He got actually really only a couple more queens and some units. That's it. Not any more drones. Only extra one went down there. So that's unfortunate for N2O, as now Kevin is up 65 workers to N2O's 41.
We see Kevin moving out across the top side of the map. I think he's hunting for that third base, but he should have just seen it go and land at the other third location. He sees it now. He could come in and try and hit the natural, but with the siege tank there, 4 or 5 Hellions, and a Cyclone, looks like that's going to be a good deterrent. And yeah, he just decides to run south, and he's going to hit the third base.
There's nothing over here. This base on the low ground. Yeah, this is one thing about this map, is that third grounds are quite hard to establish. So there's not much that can save all these SCVs here. He's going to try to see if he can come in with the... Oh, did those biles land on Ravagers?
It looks like he killed 2 of his own roaches with them.
So losing 16 workers, that's quite significant. The Thors are here, and they're trapping these units in, it looks like. So this is going to be a nice force of Ravagers clean up, and he will save the third CC. So that's a... Oh, but gets that last Thor with that bile. Nice play from Kevin. Okay, we see Swarm Host coming out here, and that's going to be really hard to deal with for N2O. He's
especially with another 22 roaches here to buffer.
Yeah, I don't like N2O's chances here in this game.
We see 4th hatch down for Zerg. Not very saturated, but it's there, which is excellent. You don't want to go upon... I find the mistake I always make when Zerg versus mech is that I either over drone and I die to the 2 or 3 base timing, or I don't, or I just, yeah, don't have enough army to deal with it. I feel like he's not worrying too much about that, going for the units.
Yeah, he's at a pretty nice drone count. I mean, for right now, 67. And looks like he's just looking to put the pressure on. If he keeps denying this third base, that's really going to be enough here to win him the game. The one thing is that this Thor count is pretty nice, but there's not much else to buffer for it here. We usually don't see Thors that early because you need Hellbats to kind of provide a buffer for the Thors, or else they will go down. Actually, fighting with SCVs there was pretty effective, but lost the tank.
Yeah, and a Thor. We see the money a little high for Zerg, but he's going to launch a volley of Locust into the main base. He'll pick off some of the production.
Yeah, this is huge. Gonna get the tech labs on those factories, and probably a starport here, it looks like, and about half the damage on the factory. That's quite significant. Going to have to rebuild those tech labs. Hopefully, if Ento was watching, he could have queued 2 Thors while he still could have, or queued an additional tech lab unit out of those, but was not able to. So now 2 Thors are popping, and he's going to have to rebuild those tech labs. So his production is halted. And now Kevin has taken a pretty significant army lead here. It looks like we're seeing a kind of a desperation all in. Yeah, look, he's pulling the boys here, and gonna go for one last ditch effort attack.
Yeah, he knows it's dicey. He might get some work done with the Swarm Host being on the north side of the map. Not going to be able to help out in this fight. He could get a base or 2, but we'll see just how prepared Zerg is.
It looks like the Roach is not even trying to engage his army. Ooh, there's a lot of Vipers here. This is a lot of gas that could just get thrown away instantly, but miraculously escapes without losing a single one, I think.
Man, those are my Vipers. They would have all been dead.
Yeah, he got super lucky there, not losing those Vipers. I mean, not that it would have mattered, but still, they were in clear Thor range. And now Kevin is taking out the natural and the third. This is it for N2O. These last few Thors are the hit squad.
Just kind of relying on these to get it all done. We're gonna see GG here pretty soon.
The doors are pretty nice. Ooh, blinding cloud there coming down. Nice.
Buying a little more time.
I actually really like how effective these Thors are against Roach Ravager and Ravager Hydra.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job. Oh, there's a Swarm Host. Sending in a volley. Those will clean up the Thors. With the main base under fire for N2O. Yeah, there's GG.
All right, Kevin gets the first win for Formless Bear Sloths, and now it's going to be up to... Okay, so now we're moving on to our second Diamond 2 player, John Goodman. And John Goodman, a Diamond 1 player. So against a Masters 3, he's still fighting up, but I think we're looking at a very good game here. John Goodman versus Kevin.
As soon as John Goodman has a map for us, we will get the next game underway.
I suggested him to party. It's possible he is watching the game and is delayed a little bit. So
Yeah.
there we go. He joined.
I don't think John's very familiar with the all in the TheNydus maps. I haven't had any practice sessions that had him in it yet.
Yeah, it's true.
Hopefully he doesn't have to. Hopefully he knows at least one map, and his wall will be sufficient. I know that that's a very important thing for Protoss to get down, and kind of like a lot of the game hinges on whether or not the wall is good or not.
Yeah, PvZ walls are crucial, and with these new maps, that can be some uncertainty. I think most of these maps, are looking at them, aren't too crazy as far as the distances between, you know, the natural chokes. So I think we should be good. Okay, we need to remake to the Team Liquid map contest version. There we go.
Yeah, the bug on this map is found out in one of our practice sessions, but there's a gas geyser and the base in the middle of the map. Not the middle of the map, but each player has a base in between their natural and third that they can take, and one of those gas geysers are uh, ineligible to take. One of the doodads block them.
No, that's weird. It's like people were saying those Stormhost skins were weird. They were pretty weird.
Yeah. Definitely different looking.
So PVZ and John Goodman, seen a lot of him for a while. He's a really good player, and I think I expect him to do well in this game. Okay, in the bottom corner we have, of King's Cove, we have the purple Protoss, John Goodman.
And spawning in the orange, the top left-hand corner, we have from Formless Bear Sloths, Kevin.
Purple Protoss is one of the stronger colors for the race, I think.
I agree. It's very pleasing to the eye.
Definitely. And yeah, the wall I think on this base isn't too crazy, so
I
shouldn't be a problem for him.
I think the pylon's positioned correctly so that he can get the wall off. So excellent. And we see hatchery first out of Zerg, looking to be standard hatch gas pool again. Ooh, pool before gas actually. So he just wants to be a little safer versus Protoss.
Yeah, that was a 15 pool, so pretty early. And John Goodman just going gate expand. Not doing any of those weird 2-gate builds we've sometimes see. Double adept play.
Yep. Taking his second gas right on time, it looks like.
So, what does John Goodman want to go here? Will he go Stargate, or will he go into the quick Twilight Council?
I think in the games I played against John, he likes to go Stargate.
Yeah, I think
If
Stargate is, I think it's one of the better plays to do, and I think just all around in the current style of a Legacy of the Void, it's good.
yeah, going Stargate first keeps you safe from Zergling all ends and early pressures. The Oracle does a great job at defending a lot of that the Zerg can throw at you. So we'll be very interested to see as soon as he drops his tech structure.
Here we go.
It feels like it. Oh, there it is. It is a Stargate.
Yeah, an Oracle Phoenix or Phoenix Oracle, what we see from a lot of players, is quite strong. The fast Phoenix giving you map presence and killing overlords. It's quite strong.
Ooh, he lets the shade finish, and that Adept's gonna die for free. Oh man.
Yeah, blunder from John Goodman for sure.
Protoss really want that shade so that they can scout the drone count on the mineral line. So he's gonna be playing the next part of this game very blind, very in danger. Hopefully he doesn't psych himself out.
John Goodman does have a probe on the other side of the map, so he can try to go in for a scout if he wants, and with the Oracle as well.
I believe he saw the third base go down.
Yeah, he got that probe in there.
Oracle perceiving.
Okay, so we've got Glaives being researched first in the Twilight Council, and Phoenix as well.
Oracle's about halfway across the map, and it looked like Zerg had his 330 blind spores down on time. So Oracle shouldn't be getting too much damage. And runs into a queen first of all. That's already looking not good.
Gonna opt to use Stasis Ward here, which activates on 2 drones. And taking more damage from that queen.
Just gotta be careful not to lose it.
It's pretty low. Phoenix is out and picked off 1 Overlord. More Adepts being morphed in, and it looks like John Goodman is going to make a little push out with the Glaives finishing up soon. Try to put some pressure on the third. There are a lot of Lings going down, and it looks like John's goal here is to take a pretty quick third.
His proxy pylon gets spotted by Zerg as his Adepts move across the map. Zerg is going to look out to be a bit aggressive. Gonna uh, gonna make sure that John didn't forget his adept in the wall. Gonna find the third base.
Yeah, and start to put pressure on that third as well. The adepts here are gonna shade in. Not sure how much they're gonna do. There's a lot of lings there to defend. He's gonna get a queen maybe, and a couple of drones if he's lucky.
His stutter stepping, he did a good job trying to get into that nice spot in the minerals, but with glaives you want to stutter step just a little bit quicker, utilizing the attack speed of the adepts.
Yeah, to my surprise, he actually was quite effective with those adepts. Gonna shade into the. Okay, actually, okay, they got shut down quickly though. Got a few probes, but crucially, the third base of John was denied.
Yeah. You see the Oracle at home, not enough energy to quite take care of those lings.
John went for double robo here.
That seems to be a really popular follow-up to Stargate out of Protoss. At least a lot of the Protosses I played. Now, Kevin's bypassing the Roach game altogether and is going to try and Bane Bust, but the Oracles are cleaning up the Banelings before he's even got a chance.
Third's gonna go down though, or at least John Goodman's gonna have to try to save it. He's canceled it again. That's huge. Every time he denies that. John Goodman also was supply blocked for a bit there, so his immortals are going to be quite late. But that's the thing that I feel with double robo in this position is that John Goodman's a little bit weak for a bit until he can get charge lots out, because he threw away a lot of those adepts, and he's going to have a hard time establishing that third with all this ling pressure. Now it looks finally like he's going to clean those up, but still, before he gets those charge lots out, he's going to be a bit weak to ling pressure here.
Mm-hmm. We see a fourth base thrown down for Zerg, as well as a macro hatch next to the third hatchery. Hydra's then finishing up, and we're going to see range first out of Hydra's. So he's going to try and be a little bit more defensive. If you want to be aggressive with the Hydras, you usually go for the speed first. You can get across the map, and if you need to, you can get away. But with the range first, you're going to be posting up at home, macroing up, and trying to just build your Hydra count for the move out.
Yeah, and I like how John is going to have a pretty healthy immortal count before those Hydralisks come. Ooh, okay, nice fake shade there, and going to get some drones. I don't like working back to where the lings are, but still cleaning up some lings and some drones. That's nice. Getting into a nice spot here.
Yeah, all those adepts are low, but they survive, and they're going to be able to get a couple workers. Not too bad. We see a grand total of 12 workers killed for John. Not quite what you want for having sacked as many adepts as he has, but better than 0, and that's important.
And look at this army supply too. It's 44 to 16 for Kevin, and only so about 16 workers ahead for Kevin. It's not quite optimal. You know, John does want more probes at this point, but pretty shortly he's going to have about 6 immortals, an Archon or 2. Actually, he looks like he's going to have Storm, and that's going to be a pretty strong force he can push across with.
Yeah, this is definitely a deadly army. Deadly to Ling Bane Hydra. If he can get money storms down the Banes so that no connections hit the Hydra, or no connections hit the Zealots, then the Zealots will take care of the rest pretty easily. The Immortals are there just to be a big ass buffer. Right. So we'll see. We'll see how well he controls this army.
Got Double Forge going down as well. Seems a little bit maybe late here from what John wants. The upgrades are already coming in for Kevin, and he's going to be a bit behind, but with some Chrono Boosts he can catch up. I would like to see some Archons from John as well. Just because when the high number of Banes here, that can be a risk. And with Storms, you know, you're choosing to have a high micro potential army. So meaning the more you can micro it, the better it is. But Archons provide just some nice consistent splash that you don't have to micro to get.
Absolutely, and a really big tank for the High Templars that have energy on them. So,
John Goodman,
so
he caught way out of position here. He needs to recall or something, but
well,
no.
we got to remember that the recall has been changed to strategic recall. Oh, the High Templar are fighting Lings in the back of the army.
Oh no,
They're
that's huge. Oh, that's so much gas going down.
not a single storm's been casted either. Oh no.
And
Loses
there's
all of his High Templar.
Hydras are at the GG. Man, that is just a really, that GG might have been a tad early too. Well, I don't know.
It could have been early.
The thing with that build was that all it took was John Goodman getting caught off guard just one bit, moving forward up into that one lane, and then it was it. If he had his army consolidated, if he could have defended quite well with storms on those banelings, but since he was caught trying to move out of the base, he just lost just like that. And I think in that position, some observers would have been much better, or some sort of vision in the map for John Goodman to know if it was safe, because if he stays at home and defends, then he has a much better chance, I think, in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I know from a couple of the Protoss players that I play with is that really what you want to do is you just want to sit at home and wait for the Zerg to attack you in this matchup, because defender's advantage, plus you have the automatic concave forcing Zerg to fight up a ramp, forcing them into the choke. You got to. It's really tough for Protoss to move out. So if you can post up at home, you can definitely take better engagements and not be caught out of position like that.
For sure. Looks like Sketchy is choosing Triton for his map.
This is our snow map. Kind of really like the aesthetic of this one too.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. Looking for Night Shadow, Night Stalker. Choose to create the party here. Yeah, I'm actually looking at I'm just watching the stream, the 3 minutes beforehand. And at the time of move out, John Goodman had a slight army lead. And then it vanished pretty instantly.
Yeah.
He had Stasis Ward actually at the third, I missed that. But it detonated on one ling. If that detonated on a larger portion of that army, that could have been a much more holdable position for John. And then not
absolutely.
having 0 stormers with that army, pretty huge as well. That's one thing with even balancing Archons versus Storms, is that having if you're not going to be able to have the micro to use Storm, then a lot of times just having some Archons is just a much more, I guess,
it's a safer way to go about it.
Exactly. And like if you get caught off guard, it's much less dangerous. So if you lose control of your army for a minute, then they could snipe your High Templars because they lag behind, right? But if you have Archons, they'll stay with your army and they'll be a safer option. With Storms, you can get a much higher benefit, but you can also get caught flat-footed with them as well. Just a risk-reward scenario.
Don't forget to update the score. Oh,
Right.
wait.
Yeah, I think I forgot to do it last time, but Grabbed it.
Spawning in the bottom right, coming in as the orange Zerg from Formless Blairslaws, it's Kevin. Winning 2 games in a row, bringing it to a tie game.
And at the top, the blue Zerg, the first master player for Psych Aftermath, it is Sketchy. Kevin makes me think of Kevin Malone from The Office.
I keep thinking of Kevin from The Office.
It's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, hatch first out of Kevin. What was that? That was an early hatch. Sorry, not hatch. Pool.
Yeah, it is. Kevin. So we're going to see a little bit of cheese. No gas yet, so it looks like it's just going to be early Zerglings into maybe a double expand. We'll see. We'll see. Only Kevin knows right now.
Ooh, it's 8
Pretty
wings.
Pretty standard play out of system. Or sketchy, my bad. Is he going to catch the move out with his Overlord? Looks like he will. So we're going to get to see what the reaction is. And a spine crawler going down for Kevin, just out of range of the hatchery, just out of vision range.
That's a nice
That's
move.
really, really deadly. That's
Boom.
one of those. Oh, he sees it, and that's going to go down before it can even come up. Excellent.
Nicely done.
And he walls off his mineral patch with a spine crawler behind it, so he's looking to be very safe against this. With a drone pull, couple drone drilling, and the reinforcement links, I think I like this position for Sketchy. Oh, and the links are trapped, so yeah, I definitely like this for Sketchy. Uh-oh. Pull back. There you go. Sorry. Just telling them what to do.
Yeah. Win, please. Okay, so Queen is out. And the one thing here is Kevin went to a fast pool behind this. And now he's getting spine crawlers of his own at home to defend against the possible speed, or not, the speedling follow-up from Sketchy.
Yeah. And a Baneling nest. So we're going to see just how well Kevin can micro Ling Bane against, or micro against Ling Bane without Banes of his own. He's going to throw down 3 spine crawlers at home. So he's definitely going to be safe against any aggression that Sketchy sends his way.
We see a worker lead for Kevin. That is quite nice. It looks like Sketchy is also attacking one of his own Evos. Yeah, because that was blocking his mineral.
Yep. So speed finished up. We're going to see Sketchy move out across the map. He's going to run into 3 spine crawlers, and I think he's just going to turn around, go home, and drone up. I think if he takes a quicker third base, that he'll have no problem. The natural is way late, though.
Sketchy seeing if he could dive on a drone. Doesn't get there. So now it looks like Kevin defended very well and looking to be in a strong lead in this mid-game.
I'm not sure I like this Baneling morphin out of Sketchy. He's going to morph in 4 Banelings, but that's... With those spine crawlers being clumped up like they were, you can get a good detonation on them and try and kill them, but with a quick drone pull, not much is going to happen for these Banelings.
He's actually going to see if he can get those out. He will. So
Wow.
maybe he can save those for another day. But overall, the aggression for Sketchy not working out. And it looks like... Yeah, I mean, do you think Sketchy's in a terrible position right now? Like, is the... looking pretty bleak for him in terms of his options?
I think that with how hard Kevin's been droning up at home, there's definitely... Sketchy's definitely playing from the back foot. Now, we saw quadruple gas come down for Kevin all at once. So we're gonna see, and a fast layer. He's getting ling speed, which is not a bad choice. But I was expecting more quicker roach play. But that's what I suspect. I expect to see evolution chamber and a roach wearing go down, and him hit really hard off of two bases.
And we see a lair coming out from Sketchy, so maybe... Okay, Spire, there we go. It's Spire from behind on the back foot, like you said, so you're gonna have to see if you can make something happen with these mutas.
And it's a spire out of Kevin as well. So now it comes down to who's mined more gas and who's saved a better amount of their gas. Looks like Kevin's currently holding up the gas lead, but his minerals are flowing, so we're going to see just how he tries to spend those and keeps those down. Third bases look like they're pretty evenly timed for both players. And Sketchy gets to scout in, so he knows what's coming. A Zergling run by for Kevin, but it's going to meet Banelings, and nothing's going to happen with that.
Yeah, those Banelings were... Okay, they're speed now, but they were slow for quite a while. Took a long way to march up here, so Sketchy was able to react, hit enough lings. So his third base is going to be finished about the same time as Kevin's. So they're going to be even in that regard. And Sketchy's lair was a bit quicker as well. He's starting mutas now. And it looks like Sketchy has a decent gas bank, but he really has a lot. He's going to get 12 right off the bat. I'm not sure what Sketchy's waiting for here.
Sketchy didn't quite have the larva ready to morph in all of his mutalisks. He spent it on a big round of Zerglings trying to deny the third base.
But a massive ling run by from Sketchy. He's going to actually take out this third base. Kevin has just used all of his larvae on Mutalisks.
And he gets a surround on the queens. So the queens go down, the third bases go down, and now those Mutalisks have to stay at home and defend.
Great play from Sketchy. Although, will he have enough at home to defend against those Mutalisk advantage?
I think he's got the lower Mutalisk count, but if he can hold on and wait for his +1 armor to kick in, then he's definitely going to enjoy a nice Mutalisk fight. But he's fighting early. Oh no. One really cool trick that you can do when you have Mutalisk versus Mutalisk fight like this is if you have the ground army advantage, you can position your Zerglings underneath your own Mutalisk to try and absorb some of the volleys.
Right.
We didn't see that out of Sketchy, but he's trying desperately to hold on. He's going to lose some drones though.
Yeah, Mutalisks are popping out from Sketchy, but so far with Mutalisk lost, we have 11 and only 6 from Kevin. So that fight went well for Kevin, but with the reinforcing Mutalisks, he will be fine. And now Sketchy is actually going to be able to clear out some Overlords, as Kevin will as well.
Kevin's starting +1 carapace for his air, for his Mutalisk as well. But that's going to be significantly late, whereas +1 carapace just finished for Sketchy. I would like to see him go into +2. He has the money for it right now, but he's definitely being tasked. Oh, +1 attack. So now, with the upgraded advantage, he can definitely take this fight. He's down by 1 muta in this fight. Or actually, the 1 muta that he's down by is trailing behind.
Ooh, actually, losing 1.
He wants to take this fight, though. This is good. Now, he's doing a really great job identifying when he can't take the fight, because as the reinforcement Mutalisks show up, he knows that he needs to get out of there. Upgrades are good, but they're not that good. The third base saturation is really good for Sketchy, where we see that Kevin's kind of struggling to supply the third base with drones. We should see a 4th go down pretty soon for Sketchy, based on his saturation. He's kind of where he wants to be. So now it should just be Mutas and Zerglings coming out.
Some Zerglings are fighting at the third base for Sketchy, and Sketchy has enjoying about a 11 worker lead here. And the production is quite good as well. He's morphing Banelings. Looks like he's going to try to hit that third, although there is 2 spores, there's queens, and looks like that's going to be enough to hold that off. But he's continuing to rally Lings over there and defend. What is the Mutalisk count now? It's at 20-24. Still a lead for Kevin, and the upgrades will be... There are even... Okay, but +1 attacks is going to be finished soon. And it looks like Kevin chose to go Carapace here. So Kevin is droning now, and it looks like Sketchy is diving on the third. He's going to get some queens and a spine crawler here. That's nice, as well as continue to get some lings and queens. That's nice. Pulling the Mutalisks back, and meanwhile the Mutalisks of Sketchy are going to come in here, maybe dive on Overlord or 2. That's nice while he's enjoying that +1 attack lead. Getting some drones here, nicely done. Can Sketchy actually take this fight with Mutalisks?
He has +1 attack, so it's possible that he takes this fight. He actually just needs to take it now, because the micro, Kevin was able to get on top of the Mutas, but we'll see. Looks like it's going poorly for Sketchy. Yeah, with the reinforcement Mutas showing up for Kevin, it's time to go home. But the micro's really good out of Kevin, moving and shooting, keeping those Mutas pretty even with each other.
Yeah, I think that was actually a terrible fight for Sketchy. I really don't like him attacking in that position. His 4th is up, and he continued to do worker damage there, and he will continue to as he's moving in with more lings here. He's going to get even more drones, but and the 4th is up, so he's still in a decent position. But I think that fight kind of blew a lead he had.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And with +2 armor finishing up for the Mutas of Kevin, these Mutalisk fights are going to go even worse for Sketchy than they have in the past. Armor is a way more valuable upgrade than attack when it's Muta versus Mutas because of the glaive bounce.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, Muta battles in DVZ are not something that we see a ton, so maybe that's why the upgrade path wasn't recognized for Sketchy.
Yeah, it's certainly something that we could see more of, with Hydras getting nerfed and Queens being slightly worse than what they were before.
Sketchy losing some Overlords here.
Now, anytime that he's fighting on a Spore Crawler, that's a good fight. Now that the Spore Crawler's dead, he wants to run away. Spore Crawlers do massive damage to Mutalisk, extra damage versus biological units. So we see this fight, a lot of Mutas going down for Kevin, a lot more than I had thought they might. And Kevin's going to have to go home. Sketchy continually hitting Kevin with Zergling run-bys. Not always getting drone kills, but definitely tasking the attention of Kevin.
Looking at 71 workers to 47. I'm just worried that he's neglecting his army a little bit. Okay, a Ling run-by of Kevin coming in, as well as Mutalist. Sketchy needs to get over there quickly, or he's starting to lose workers. He's already lost a ton, and his Spore Crawlers are going down as well. Sketchy needs to save that. He's blowing the worker lead he has. The Mutalisks were way out of position. I'm not sure where they are. Yeah, they're coming over here now, but still a massive look. The workers... Kevin is now on worker parity with Sketchy. So this game is definitely... It's wide open.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Sketchy doing a real good job of replenishing his drone count, though. We see drones in the production for him, whereas Kevin's been sitting on the drones that he has had for quite a while now, just transferring them off his bases as they mine out.
Okay, so now the thing is, though, a 71 worker lead to 21, and it looks like because Kevin was droning so hard to catch up with Sketchy, he was behind a decent amount, and it looks like he's in a dominant position. He's starting to clean up this 4th base. And
yeah, Kevin definitely can't contest these mutas. And GG's called. Holy cow. I didn't see that going Sketchy's way for quite a while.
Yeah, I think I just said like 30 seconds ago this game was wide open, but I didn't realize how much Kevin was committing to that third base attack. It was a ton. He was
Yeah,
fighting Mutalisks on Spore Crawlers. Probably should have just left his Mutalisks at home and sat on the upgrade lead he had for a bit. But we saw that the worker lead got to parity, but that was all just because of the excessive droning Kevin was doing, and then Sketchy was able to come in with a worker lead and take him out.
yeah, fantastic droning by Sketchy the whole game, maintaining a constant worker lead and never really falling behind in the mute account. And when he was behind, he tried really hard not to take fights that he didn't have to, which preserved his Mutalist count.
Tell you what, I will take Mutalist battle over Roach battles all day. So that's
Yeah,
exciting. I mean, ZVZ is now have actually some interest in the meta of ZVZ changing now.
yeah, we could really see it turn into something fun. Roach versus Roach for maybe the 5th year in a row, kind of starting to get a little dull, but it really just tries to it. It's a real good way of seeing the mechanics of a Zerg player when it goes to Roach versus Roach, because who can inject under pressure, who can build under pressure, and who can not get supply blocked under pressure.
Right.
So
And I think the Muta Micro too is something where in StarCraft 2, like for instance, in Brood War, you know, the Muta Micro was something that like there's good Muta Micro, there's average Muta Micro, and there's excellent Muta Micro. You know, in StarCraft 2, there's less of a gap, but I think because Zerg players are just kind of now getting used to using, or if they get used to using mutas more, they'll start to realize what how to use them more effectively. I think in that game we still were seeing, you know, Sketchy not taking good fights, but it was hard to tell because we don't see enough ZVZs with muta on muta battles to really be able to tell, okay, this is how you use them, this is when you engage, and this is the upgrade path, for instance, like you were saying. So I think hopefully with more muta battles, those type of things will start to become more evident.
yeah, absolutely. Uh, I'm gonna get the map pool for these guys. Um, it's 3-2, right? So there's only 2 maps left.
That's correct.
Yeah, so we have Eternal Youth and I'm not sure how to pronounce the one with the A. Ametrin.
A Metron, yeah, something like that. So yeah, looks like Eat My Addiction choosing a Metron is the map. This is on match point. If we get one more win, then that will be a win for PsiX. So cool, cool.
Yeah.
We've got Jin as the backup if Sketchy loses, so that's gonna be our ace, you know. The Ema Addiction's a Master 3 versus Sketchy, who is a Masters 1 or Masters 2. There's a decent MMR difference between them. And ZVT is one of those matchups that I really feel like good Zergs versus average Terrans. Or not, I mean, okay. Eat My Addiction, he's a Masters 3. That's way better than so many of the people that play StarCraft 2, but comparatively, you know, I feel like good Zergs versus not as good Terrans, it's very evident, and it really looks like a clinical picking apart of the Terran.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's and especially the other way too. Like when you have a really good Terran versus just an okay Zerg as far as like relative skill, the Terran does a real great job of picking apart the Zerg and dropping multiple places and pushing the creep back. Like when I play against Masters Terrans, I can't get my creep going at all. But when I play against Diamond Terrans, I feel like I can get half the map before they even start pressuring.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so in the top corner, oops. Okay, sorry, just adjusting the score for everybody. In the top corner of a Metron, we have the yellow Terran. For Formless Bear Sloths, eat my dick, shun.
And in the bottom left, spawning in as the blue Zerg, PsiX Aftermath, very own Sketchy. Going hatch, gas, pool. Standard of build order. And it looked like we saw barracks first, but I wasn't paying attention to the Terran base.
Barracks first is correct, yeah.
So I think the early and mid game is really dictated by the Terran in this matchup. Whether it comes down to the Terran to decide how he wants to pressure the Zerg. Because the Zerg game plan is always just get more drones. So I'll be very interested to see if there's a 2-1-1 or a 1-1-1 coming out of Terran, how he likes to pressure.
Yeah, those builds, 2 and 1, can be really strong. Like you said earlier, you were talking about the really good Terrans versus the Zergs who are less confident. I think Sketchy, he's just a really solid player, and he knows those kind of timings, so he definitely reacts well to players. He's a reactive player. Not that he can't set the pace, but he will respond well to those pressures from the Terran. And it's really going to be up to the Terran to come out with a strong, consistent play and not side anything from Sketchy here to be able to pull out a win.
Yeah.
I don't think that something that Terran in this case, something they'll pull out will necessarily surprise Sketchy. It'll just have to be strong, consistent play rather than catching him off guard.
Yeah, absolutely. But this matchup tends to be very snowbally, so an early lead leads to a very sure mid game. We do see looks like 2-1-1 going to be coming out of Terran. 2 racks already down, stim started, factories on the way. Very tried and true build.
For sure.
Because Reaper got caught off guard though. So he's gonna lose his scouting information. See 6 links coming across the map. But not too much Sketchy can get done with those.
There's going to be plenty of Marines here to push that off. Sketchy went for a pretty fast third pace, or it's a nicely timed third, and nice drone production. Here we've got a Baneling nest coming down in lair as well.
Yeah. Baneling this time to come out with the layers so he can start Bane speed right away. Bane speed kind of a critical upgrade in the matchup. If you can get Banelings on top of the Marines, of course you know what happens. Banelings go boom and Marines die. So
Yeah, it's almost like in TVZ, a lot of the fights can go either decidedly one way or decidedly the other, in favor of the Terran Reserve, with really strong Baneling hits exploding on the Marines. And if they don't quite get there, there's a window where they get on top of the Marines and they do extremely well, or the split happens and the Banelings get funneled, and once the Banelings are gone, the attack fizzles out pretty quickly.
Absolutely. So here we see the medevacs moving out for Terran. Looks like the angling is looking at the main. Looks like he wants to hit the main base,
Was this
but
spotted?
it does not look like it. No, we don't see any movement headed towards the main. So this is going to be caught very left the last second for Sketchy. The Zerglings across the map to counterattack. Usually a good idea when Terran sends all their units across the map, but does he have enough at home? It does not look like it.
Sketchy is pulling the Lings back from that counterattack, and the Bale, massive Baneling connection there. Wow, big win for Sketchy.
Yeah, the Zerglings got the wraparound, preventing Terran from running away, and even a medevac going down. So 7 drone kills and shaved off a bunch of Lings, but lost almost everything. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that was worth it for Terran.
Yeah, I mean, economically, it did do enough. I mean, in terms of on paper, but losing the medevac and then just getting totally denied. A lot of times with 2-on-1, even if you don't do a ton of damage, it's nice to be able to pick up and still have some drop potential. Looks like Terran is moving some more Marines up here, so he's going to try to pressure the third base. But so far, with that harassment totally shut down, there's not going to be a ton of harassment for the future. Okay, now he's moving in with these, and he's clearing the creep spread. That is a pretty nice move, but Baneling's morphing here, so this is going to get wrapped up before... Okay, but nice pickup from Terran as well.
Yeah. Really important that he got those creep tumors dead. With him losing the Marine drop that he lost right away, it kind of limited his creep clearing potential. So getting what he could have got done with those 9 Marines and that medevac, he's doing an excellent job so far.
Thank you, Cranky Ducklings, for the raid. This will come 3 minutes later, because this is delay, but much appreciated. Congratulations for winning the VTL. Much appreciated for the raid, man.
Yeah, thanks guys. Welcome.
So it looks like Eat My Addiction is trying to defend with, okay, Gosu Zergling splits. Man, put that on the highlight reel. And now, but looks like Terran is trying to pressure the third, but not happening here. And meanwhile, the Lings are getting the SCVs from the third base, a liftoff there. Wow.
Yeah, this game is... The supply doesn't really do it very much justice, but with a comfortable worker lead for Sketchy and a 4th base going down unhindered, he's going to be able to power up and overwhelm this Terran really soon if he keeps taking good trades. We see melee coming down for Zerg. Is that his only upgrade? That is his only upgrade.
Yep,
So
apart from
pressure
gaining speed, for sure.
Yeah.
Ooh, Widowmine's getting some nice connection on the Banelings. And a nice split as well.
Yeah, wonderful splits. The mutas are out though.
That Widowmine shot. Gonna kill those Overseers with Ling support, that's nice. The thing is here is that Sketchy's still really not very uncomfortable because like you said, the worker lead, it's 70 to 60 here. And he's going to be able to clean this up eventually. So, and the mutas can now start to work on these medevacs.
Yep. We'll see if his injecting has been up to speed, then he should be able to have a round of Zerglings coming out pretty soon that'll help clean up the rest of this. Or Bane's morphing in though. Has to pull the drones.
Ooh, and losing a lot of drones. This is surprising. Gonna be taking some losses here, and a nice lift up at the last second as well. And now dropping these Marines behind the mineral line. I think this will get cleaned up on the medevac. So, but still, a decent amount of drones going down there. And, oh, these medevacs, though, going AFK. He's gonna lose a large portion of them. Wow, that's huge.
That is huge. That was That was not something that you want to see out of Terran. Oh, but you don't want to see Mutas fight Marines either.
Yeah, Mutiverse Marine in StarCraft 2 is pretty ugly if you haven't sustained for very long.
Yeah. This constant pressure at the third base. Sketchy hasn't been able to quite upbuild his army that he wants to. He keeps having to bleed out Zerglings and Banelings to clean this up.
He's going to lose all those drones, it looks like, too. Or
And the more Banes. Oh my goodness.
Okay, looks like some of those Banes are going to finish. Ooh, no, he's going to cancel most of them. Okay, the last few Banelings connect. But the third did go down, and now we have a massive saturation at the fourth base. Now third base. Sketchy needs to double expand now, because the fourth base is down for Terran, and Terran up a base, that's bad news.
Yeah. I'm
Lane,
liking this.
lane run by coming in for Sketchy at the third of Terran.
Yeah, I don't know how much I like this, because as soon as Terran sees that, oh, you have all your Zerglings over there, then he's just going to pressure and kill this fourth base. Because Terran knows that he hasn't. Terran knows that he's been putting on the pressure, so there's no way that the Zergling count's still good for Zerg at home.
Yeah, if things were more even, it might be a good call. But as it is, this is desperation for, and that get cleaned up, by the way. So shut down for Sketchy. Man, Sketchy is falling apart here, uncharacteristically.
Yeah. Being really tasked here. Ooh, but a good Baneling detonation.
Widowmines, though, really doing a great job here. And Bane's rolling in actually pretty lackluster, not getting a lot. He's fighting with every last thing he has, but the Widowmine's charging forward, gets some self-detonation here, but Sketchy GGing. Wow.
My Addiction takes it to match point. The last map that we'll be playing on is going to be Eternal Youth.
So, man, did not expect that at all. But really well played. I don't even know what to think of that game, because quite surprised it went that way.
Yeah, Eat My Addiction doing a very good pressure heavy TVZ style.
Let's see, I'm looking for Jin. Let's see, offline, let's see. Okay, yeah, let me try to get him here real quick. Okay, I've messaged Jin, so hopefully he should be coming soon. But yeah, it appears Jin is offline. He went offline 23 minutes ago.
Hopefully he'll be back.
Alright, I just messaged him in Discord, but I'm gonna go take a quick water break, guys. I'll be right back. Hopefully when I come back, he should be here to play. All right, I'm back. Snap, you there? Okay, maybe he took a short break as well. I'm just gonna check to see if we have anybody who can back up for Jin in case he can't make it. He told me he was gonna be on, but let me see. Hey, Snappy back?
Hello, I'm back.
Okay, I'm trying to find if there's anybody who can back up, because still waiting for him.
What's the MMR cap?
5350, I believe. I'm looking. Let's see. We've got people who are in right now: Caspada, Lingboy, Nova X. Let's see. Okay, Nova X is above.
You said it's 53?
Yeah,
We have Odd Miracle.
he's
and
online.
in the clan, yeah.
Could you ask him? Could you ask him to see if he could play backup? If he could play. Okay, so well, okay. I was gonna wait 5 minutes for Jin, but he's off. He just went offline in Discord too, so seems like he's gone.
Rip.
Yeah. So I guess we'll just have to go with Odd Miracle. Okay, it's good. All right. So let's message Jin real quick. Did you Okay, well he knows the map. Okay, never mind. Oops. Okay. Odd Miracle is in. It's unfortunate
Alright.
Jin could not play, but looks like Odd Miracle is quite a solid MMR lead, so I think we should be fine still.
I hope so.
It's
We'll see how it goes.
I think it's 4K to about 5K, so hopeful at least. All right, everybody, joining us for match point of the Week 3 TheNydus North American Division Formless Bear Sloths versus PsiX Aftermath. For match point, we have Odd Miracle for PsiX in the bottom corner as the Ozerg.
And spawning up in the top right as the Red Terran, taking us all the way from down or from a tie game to match point. It is Eat My Diction.
Alrighty. Go ahead.
We're seeing a standard opener out of Zerg and a Rax first for Terran. So it looks like we're going to be doing a pretty normal game.
For sure. Now, hopefully, Odd Miracle has had a minute or two to kind of look at the map, because, you know, he was not really informed if he could be playing or not. So this is an entirely new map to him, most likely.
Yep. Hopefully he'll take the time that he needs to observe, look at where potential fourth bases could be, and hopefully he'll do okay. With this map in particular, with the third base being on the same ground but a huge ramp, it's gonna be a little safer to take the third base kind of early. I think, at least.
Yeah, I think that's what we've seen on this map is a slightly safer third base, a little bit easier to defend. It's a little bit hard to get any sort of a wall there. You can kind of do a half wall from around the geyser position down, and then you have a sort of a choke.
Yep.
Reaper coming out, gonna be scouting for Eat My Diction.
And we see the drone already on location to take the third base. Looks like the Reaper won't be able to stop it from going down. There it is. As the Reaper shows up, good timing by Zerg.
And the Reaper getting a ling or two before the Queens will pop out and shut that down.
Yep. We do not see a second Rax coming out of Terran, and there's a second refinery, so we're going to see a 1-1-1. It looks like it's going to be Hellions out of a reactor for Terran.
So we saw was it? Sorry, it was. Wow, I'm getting confused. Actually, it was Entuo who did the Blue Flame Hellion build earlier. But it looks like it might be Banshee out of Eat My Diction.
Yep, that looks right. So, very interesting build. Gonna go for the pressure heavy. We'll see if Odd Miracle can get a scout in on it. We do see 14 lings in production, so looks like he's going to be okay against this pressure from Terran. That Hellion taking a lot of damage already, so that's going to be bruised for the fight coming up. Good focus fire out of Odd Miracle. What you really want to do with the Queens is target the Hellions, because the Reaper, it heals itself, so permanent damage on the Hellions is excellent.
We've got 4 queens here to defend, so he should be just fine. These Hellions might be able to poke on this creep spread if they move now.
Ooh. In the main base of Odd Miracle, though, it looks like he went to build a Spore Crawler, but it got blocked. That'll be important. That'll be critical, seeing if the Banshee pressures the third, or if he goes for the natural, or for the main, sorry.
See if he
Looks like
realizes that.
It looks like it's headed to the third base, which is in favor of Odd Miracle. Oh, and already taking volleys. Oh, wow. Before, just as Cloak finished up, he loses that Banshee. That's terrible for my Diction. And that's going to end this pressure right away as he runs home.
And these queens as well. He lost 1 queen, missed transfuse on that, but of course the Banshee, much bigger of a problem here to lose that right off the bat. And right now, Odd Miracle with the quick third base, he's powering here and gonna come in with Lings to see if he can't poke in and wrap around some of these Hellions.
We see a cute little play coming out of Eat My Diction. He's spreading Widow Mines across the map, looking to catch Odd Miracle off guard. Looks like it will be intercepted, though. At least one of the Widow Mines.
Yeah, loses 1 before it can burrow. The other one will go to that potential 4th base location. Actually, the 4th base went down, not at that location, and might have cancel forced here. We'll see these queens, see if they can waddle out into the creepless zone here. It's getting pretty low HP. Okay, looks like the Lings will be able to wrap around on some of those Hellion Reaper, and we'll clean this up.
In the main base of Zerg, though, we see that the Spore Crawler finally finished, and while that Banshee was able to get 7 kills, one of those is the Queen. It will go down. So despite the first Banshee getting shut down for Terran, we see an alright position for... He gets some damage out of the second one, which is really what he was looking for.
And we see Spire coming out of Odd Miracle.
I still don't know how I like this. I think I still like Hydras better, but that's just because Ling Bang Muta is really unforgiving, especially against Biomine.
Right. Yeah, I'm a little surprised, because that bio production is going to be really strong out of Eat My Diction, and really strong bio versus Ling Bang Muta. Even in the old days, it was really hard for Zerg to do.
Yeah. It really comes down to who wins this first engagement here. As Terran pushes across the map, if Zerg can get that force needed to push it back definitively and not bleed out too many units, then we'll see it go Zerg's way. But it's still really close. Closer than I'd like to see it as a Zerg player.
These queens as well are out of position. They're all the way up north at those rocks, and they're not over here to defend. And they're out of position, so he's not going to have those queens. Meanwhile, the third hatchery taking fire. Mutalisks are on the way. Okay, it looks like, ooh, big Widowmine hit there. He tried to clear those up, but sacking a lot of Banes onto that.
Yeah, a lot of Banes for just 1 mine. Now there's still 2 mines left to be detonated. Yeah, and they get good hits. So the attack didn't kill any workers, which is not what it's wanting to do. It wants to put a little pressure on that 4th base, but he definitely bled out all the units that Odd Miracle had prepared for it. I'd like to see him work on those rocks that the queens are by. That way he can get the flank and a good fight going. for the next engagement coming up.
Yeah, and those
Oh, those
queens, meanwhile, are dead meat here in the water.
yeah,
Hopefully he can get the transfuses. And the queens, yeah, they're going to have to wrap around all these rocks. Losing those queens just for free is pretty bad.
yeah, that's not what you want. The only good thing that came out of that is two of the Widow Mines detonated on the queens. So as long as Zerg takes a fight in the next couple seconds, then that'll be something he doesn't have to worry
Ooh.
about right away.
A
Oh,
great flank, though, from Odd Miracle.
yeah, those Widow Mines being completely negated. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm liking Odd Miracle's position here. I think he can start to try to deny the fourth base. That was really I think one of the turning points in the early game of Sketchy versus Eat My Addiction was that Eat My Addiction was powering a bio army off of 4 bases, and it's really hard to stop that. If Odd Miracle can keep him onto 4 bases here, and maybe even win with this, we'll see. I think
Yeah,
he'll be
this
fine.
looks like it's a big push coming out of Zerg, but the reinforcements from Terran are gonna do work on those Mutalisks.
Might not
Zerg,
matter though if these lings get into the third.
yeah, the whole wall goes down. The Mutas still survive. The Zerglings killing SCVs. The supply greatly in favor of Zerg and GG's call.
Alright, Psionic Aftermath wins it 4-3. Hangs on after a bit of a scare there. Man, in my addiction, I'd say, well, the game versus Sketchy was quite crazy how well he played in that game. But that's really interesting because is Lingbane muted? It's back, and the question is it here to stay?
Well, with the Thor nerf, the Widow Mine buff, and the Queen nerf, I think, is going to play a huge part because we're going to see less Queen-based defense and more Zergling-based defense. We might very well see it. I'm kind of really excited.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, seeing mutas, I was really sad when they slowly slowly left the meta of TVZ, and now seeing them being played is really exciting. All right, everybody. Thanks for everybody who tuned in. We got some nice viewers, and again, thanks to Cranky for the raid. Congrats on your win. And I believe Snoopy gave some bits, and if I missed somebody else giving bits, I apologize on that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, staying with us this whole time. This was a really great event. Thank you to everybody who played, N2O, John Goodman, Sketchy, and Odd Miracle. Odd Miracle coming in and being a sub at the last minute. Super strong, and really appreciate it. Again, thank you to Snap for joining in. Really enjoyed casting with you, man, and hopefully as we co-captain this TheNydus team, we can continue to do it more.
Thanks for having me, man. It was a lot of fun.
For sure, anytime, man. All right, guys. I hope everybody has a great rest of their Thanksgiving weekend. Happy holiday wishes to everybody there in the coming weeks. Hope you guys have just a great time with friends, family, enjoying, and also your StarCraft family, Sonic Aftermath family as well. See you guys next week, probably with the CTL cast. Possibly the next TheNydus cast. We'll see. I'll be very busy, but I hope to see you guys in future casts whenever I can. Alright, you got anything else to say, Snap, before I close it out?
Nope. Just go PsiX, and thanks for having me.
Alright, everybody has a great night. Take it easy, guys, and I'll see you next time.